Alright, so welcome back to the show where I analyze other people's art instead of creating my own. I know it sounds a little ironic like that, but I genuinely think looking at other people's work is the most important thing you can do when trying to improve yourself. It just gives you so many ideas. Really analyzing and breaking down the work of other people is really powerful to not only see how they did things, but also how you can adapt those into your own unique style. So the video I want to talk about today is essentially a brand film, but it's a brand film for a production company. So it's kind of self-promotion in a way, but it's really tastefully done, and I think it sells the company extremely well. So this brand doc is for a production company called Gnarly Bay, which is based in Rhode Island and Boulder, Colorado. And surprisingly, I'd never heard of them despite thinking I knew every small production company out there. But when a friend shared their website with me, I was just super stoked on this intro video. And yeah, just thought it was worthy of a breakdown. So let's jump right in.
That's perfect. Action!
So right away, we've got some cool things going on. First of all, we have this really cool shot through these camcorders, which I'm not sure if this is just stock footage or if they actually shot this, but either way, it's really cool. They have some of their own footage placed on one of the cameras, and the music and sound design just tie in really nicely and get you engaged in a singular point in the screen. And when you hear the background where they're calling action and then the music cuts in, it's just such a nice tie-in.
Action!
When this started, it was a seed plant.
So the main attribute this brand film uses to explain itself is voiceover, and it sounds really good, tastefully done, not too dramatic, kind of just the right tone, and I'm assuming it's one of the people who started the company. And the sound design is so sick. Like even in this little intro section where they're doing this like After Effects stuff.
It was a seed planted. A magical glowing seed.
Just those like quick sounds of the keyboard and mouse, and like it's nice.
But the big blue sky is the only blue screen we could find big enough
Let's try it one more time.
to fit the world we were trying.
And again with sound design, super minor thing, but just combining the old archival sounds under the modern voiceover.
We could find big enough.
It's just such a nice layering technique.
A world we were trying to be a part of. Eventually,
Okay, so what I really like here is that they're combining some of their modern day footage with the humble beginnings. So that basically makes the audience more aware that they're actually a capable production company pretty early on in this brand doc, and I think that is a very successful tactic.
Built our very own blue screen.
And then we're back to the archival stuff.
in a garage in Ashway, Rhode Island.
Oh, that's feet first.
I mean, yeah, like everyone loves a good success story, and that's essentially what this is, and showing the older days is really powerful in showcasing that.
We used it to make some questionable decisions, and then moved to a big green blanket and made a few more.
I'm gonna say that they created these practically because you can see the reflection of the light actually in the camcorder, but it looks like they just edited something together and then just played it back through this camcorder to match the music, and cool match cuts.
It was time to find better backdrops. Bluer skies, bigger horizons.
Here's a section where they use some match cuts in the editing that just kind of ties everything together nicely, tasteful.
How to search for beauty in ugly places, or expose ugliness in a beautiful way.
And then here's some more match cutting right here.
For one more shot. The cameras got bigger, then they got smaller, then bigger again.
I love what they did right there with the voiceover, where they're combining kind of this comedic tone into the piece, even though the music underneath is still kind of this dramatic piano. It just makes their production company seem a lot more approachable and like they're actually fun people to be around rather than just all serious. So I think adding those tones of comedy throughout this are really smart.
Agencies, brands.
So after they showcase a lot of the brands they've worked for, we shift tones in the music and we start to see more behind the scenes of how they actually produce these films. And yeah, it's cool to see that.
They all took a chance on us. We worked with people that made us better, until Gnarly Bay was something bigger than the sum of its parts.
All right, we got another match cut. I love match cuts. This is their crew, I think. Just cutting between everyone on the stool. I think that's where they did their company portraits or something, but super cool to see that. Just fun match cut showing all the people involved. And then they cut to the whole team shot, so you can see that it's not just one person involved, it's a whole group of people, and that's how films get made. So pretty cool touch there.
To make work that inspires and connects.
I'm a sucker for that sound design. I don't know what you call it, like a gear turning sound, but where it goes click, 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 click. I'm a sucker for that sound design. I don't know what you call it. This brand doc is like 4 years old, I think, which is crazy. Like it's held up very well. This dolly in shot right here is so cool with this foreground element where it slides past it and reveals the image. That's just super nice.
Real props on real sets with real lights. Eventually, it was making work that breathed life into all kinds of ideas.
This shot right here is so sick with the cyclist on this ridge and then this lens flare coming across the entire frame. Just super cool with the backlight. Kind of off topic. I'm assuming it's from a different project of theirs, but very nice.
We're always searching, seeking for another way to communicate through this medium, old as time.
And then kind of a side note about their footage, but you might have noticed it is so grainy. Everything has so much texture, maybe a little bit too much in my opinion, like it's a lot of grain, but I do like the texture and kind of theme they have going between all their projects. I'd have to actually dig in more to see if all their projects actually are that grainy or if they just added that for this specific brand doc. But yeah, they have a lot of grain going on.
Stories about compassion or hope. Stories about dreams.
So that last little section there is more comparable to like a reel from a different production company where you showcase all of your best work. It looked like that was pretty similar, but I like what they did here where they just introduced the story as well as their footage. And so it's not just a traditional reel, it has more style and more story to it as well, which is cool.
So when people ask what Gnarly Bay is,
and then right here towards the end, after all that modern footage, we cut back to some of the archival ideas and what the company itself
comes
means.
to westerly Rhode Island, that on any given day has tiny, perfect waves. And someday, if everything lines up just right, maybe those waves will be big enough for the world to ride.
So yeah, there you have it. There's something I wrote down about this and I said it's common to have a reel, but a journey story is unique. And that's what this is. It's a journey story and a reel combined into one where it's kind of a brand film and it's kind of self-promotion, but it just ties everything together so nicely. If I was a potential client coming to this company's website, I would watch this film and feel like I not only knew the work that they make, but who the people are and the tone and attitude they have towards life. And I think that's a really cool touch for just brand films or reels or whatever you want to call this in general. And I think it's really powerful in creating relationships and potential clients. So that was just a quick analysis into this video by Gnarly Bay. There's not a whole lot to break down in this video, but I just wanted to emphasize how it separates itself from everyone else in the production company world. And yeah, I think it's a unique take and I think more people can kind of adapt that idea in their own way. All right, that's it for today. Thank you for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video.